Good morning, Chelsea. Yes, happy Friday, as you like to say that. So it's very exciting here. I'm with Rosemary Bennett and Alan Bennett, and we're making clay sea life today, aren't we? That's so exciting. So you're working on the octopus. I'm going to be making a fish throughout the hour as well, and so is Alan going to be making a fish as well. So he's going to teach me. I'm so excited for you guys to be here. Thank you so much. Are you excited?
We're excited to be here. Thank you for having us.
Yes, no, and I'm already seeing what you're doing with the octopus here. You're adding texture to the top of it with shells.
With a shell that has barnacles on it.
That is so cool. And then, so you're going to be putting the eyes on this octopus because these take a while to do. So again, we can't do all that in an hour. But the fish we could kind of get done, and we're going to learn all about the process. And again, we're right here off Market Street in Corning through 7. So stick with us. We'll have more with Rosemary and Alan coming up. All right, back here with Rosemary and Alan Bennett. So, again, like I said, we're going to be making, well, I'm going to be making a trout today. So we're starting off with clay like this. Now, Alan, will you show me how you get from this? We're going to take it step by step, but show me how you make the shape first of all.
Okay, we start getting the basic shape of the trout. And they're kind of a long fish.
Okay.
They're not a big round one. And squeezing out with the tail. So go ahead and squeeze the tail out.
Like this.
Yeah, one end is a little smaller, and the head's going to be here, so get your hands up and give yourself a nice, where the head's
And you also teach, too, so this is easy for you to teach me how to do this, right?
Well, yeah, I teach over at Mansfield University.
Yeah.
We'll be having ceramics next semester. We're the best students in the world there, and the most fantastic
Like
teachers.
a kid patting it. And then Rosemary, so you're adding eyes to the octopus. So now this is the start of where we are, and then the octopus is something a little bit, lot further along. So you're adding texture to it right now,
Right.
but then eyes on it in a minute, right?
Right,
Right,
yes.
okay, perfect. So again, you're kind of getting a lot thrown at you this morning with this clay, but it's exciting, and so while we're shaping this, we're going to keep sticking it. But how are you doing the eyes over there?
So first of all, I poked holes with this tool that kind of looks like a pencil. It's sharp on the end.
Yeah.
Where I want to put the next shape. And then I added water, and the water's going to be like glue to hold the clays together. This is porcelain. It's a white clay, and I made a 3-dimensional teardrop shape. So I'm just going to put some water, or you can use slip, which is clay with a lot of water in it, and I'm just going to stick it right in the hole.
And then you'll work with that until they're perfect, right?
That's right.
Yeah, how long until? There's no time limit, is there?
No. So the octopus eyes kind of bulge out. So I'm going to now make an eyelid and some eyelids. Just make teardrop shapes that are flat and long.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, cool. Well, I'm excited. We're going to check back in with Rosemary and Alan here and myself and see how my trout's coming along in just a little bit. So stay with us. We'll have more after the break. Back here with Rosemary and Alan Bennett, and here's my trout so far. Looking like a nice shape, and it has a nice fin to it. Or not a fin. What is that? That's the back fin.
Yeah,
But we're adding fins. So we have the back fin. Now Alan told me I needed to relax a little bit, which is pretty accurate, just because I'm always so tense. But this is good. I'm relaxing a little bit. But so now you're doing the side fins. What's the proper term for that?
Oh,
Do we know?
just making all kinds of fins.
All kinds of fins.
Lateral fins.
Lateral fins. And then, so we're going to be doing that. And also with the octopus, check out that and all the texture that now Rosemary's added, and the eyes as well. And it's really cool. You guys were telling me how the clay brought you guys together. And I want to know a little bit about that and that backstory while we're working on all this.
I met Alan in 1980 at Ohio State University. I was taking a ceramics class, and I kept staying up night after night firing kilns and couldn't get copper reds. And Alan was really good at copper reds, and my teacher asked him to help me learn how to do that, and that's how we met.
And that was, what year was that?
1980.
That is so cool. And then you've been doing this ever since. You said this is your main source of income from 1980. That's amazing how something that you love can bring you two together, and that's what we all should probably aspire for. That's what I'm looking for. So, anyways, check back in with us in a little bit. We're going to send it back to Anna because I know she has a birthday today, but this is how my trout's coming along. So, back to you, Anna. All right, back here with Rosemary and Alan Bennett. Now I'm making the lateral fins. So this is what we're working on right now. But Rosemary, because that looks like it could almost be done. I know you're still working on it. The next step is the Raku. Is that the Raku?
Raku is how we fire some of the work.
Is how you fire some of it. So that's where we get. We're going to have actually later on in the show the finished products to show you. But can you explain? Because I have a video that I want the viewers to see at home. The process of Raku. Can someone explain?
Okay, the process started with the Japanese tea ceremony about 400 years ago. They came up with the idea of quiet beauty, and having things perfect was not what they were looking for, something that was closer to nature. And so the tea bowls they made were a little bit wonky. They call it wabi or wabi-sabi, you might have heard of, that the perfection of imperfection. And what they would do is they would fire one tea bowl at a time, and they would take it out when it was really hot still, and they would often crack, and they would consider that to be making the tea bowl humble, and they were individual, and that was the process. Now, an American named Paul Snowder saw that, and he's credited with taking the tea bowls and then just making art and putting it, firing it up to 1800 Fahrenheit, and then putting it in sawdust afterwards, and you get where the clay doesn't have glaze, it's all black. Where there's glazes, it cracks fast, and you wind up with these black cracks, and it's kind of cool.
That's really neat, and you guys will be amazed later on at some of the finished products that we have. They're incredible, what they look like afterwards, glazed, or not even. Like, even that octopus just looks incredible to me, and my little trout. So again, we're going to have more coming up all the way through 7 o'clock, so stay with us, you won't want to miss it. Thank you, Chelsea. I think I am. I was trying to be perfect at it, but as Alan said, there's, what did you say?
Perfection of imperfection.
Perfection of imperfection, and I think that's what I need more of in my life. Is I don't have to be perfect all the time, even though I want to be. So now we have our fins lined up. We're adding to our trout. What's the next step? We're putting the fins on, right?
Well, put the fins aside.
Oh, okay. Look at all these fins, though.
And we're going to...
I feel like we're making Nemo, but it's trout. So now what's the next step?
Poisonality.
Aww. That's what we need.
The mouth.
Okay.
There's a gill plate.
Nice.
It has another gill plate.
I need to learn the anatomy. So
trout anatomy.
Trout anatomy. So you're doing that with your fingers. So
yeah.
And you're doing it so fast. It's incredible.
And
the octopus too. Look at that.
That's beautiful.
Now what's that on the eyes? You already colored it.
Oh, that's, I used a clay that has a lot of iron in it called earthenware. That's the pupils. I don't know if you
can turn a little bit?
Turn it?
Maybe. Just so they can see. So that's the pupils. Okay, so that's what you're doing there with the octopus. So we've got all the sea life this morning. Chelsea, I know you do love some seafood as well, just like I do, but we're not eating these. These are our friends. These fish are friends. They're not food. So again, Chelsea, we're sending it back to you, and we'll come back and see our progress over the next half hour. All right, back here I got my trout. Has nice lips on it. Something that I want. I want bigger lips. So does Chelsea, by the way. We're in agreement of that. The morning crew. So we got that lips on, got the eye in, and we also have a tongue over here, Alan. We have the tongue in that trout. So again, they're having some human-like features, but trout do have tongue. You said that? Wow. So how long have you been at Mansfield?
Been in Mansfield about 7 years. 7 years
teaching. And then your studio, Rosemary, where's that at? That's in Bath?
It's just outside of Bath, out in the hills, and we've been there for, I think, 32 years now.
That's right.
And that's where you make all this?
Yes.
Except for today?
Yes, and you can buy our work at West End Gallery on Market Street in Corn.
Yeah, so right here off Market Street. And, West End, it's beautiful there. And again, I think probably next one I'm going to bring some of the finished product to show, because we have a lot to get through because they're incredible. And I'll save my favorite one for last, though. So I'll wait for that. But again, we're adding the eyes. Fins are still ready to be put on. We're going to get my trout nice and finished by 7, so stick with us. Yeah, pull it up. Okay, so we have a finished product here that I wanted to show off. What is this?
This is a tiger muskie.
Look how beautiful. And then so that's the glaze on it?
Mm-hmm.
So you've done the whole process, it's done. And now these you can find where? Like, not the actual fish, but your work.
At West End Gallery on Market Street here in Corning.
And so that's where really people can come find all types of sea life that you guys do.
Right.
And you do commission as well?
We do.
Okay, perfect. That's really neat. And there's also a turtle. And then there's my favorite one, which I'm going to show you. It's the catfish. But there's a surprise to the catfish, so you want to come back to that. And we're also putting on the fins to our trout here. So again, we'll have that coming up after the break, so stay with us. Okay, we're slowly adding on the fins, first of all. So here's my trout coming along. I have my little fins. It's not as glamorous as Rosemary and Alan's here, but we also have a turtle. I love, this is one of my favorite ones, is the turtle. That's when you pop that out. Now, how long does that take you to make from start to finish?
We work a little bit on it over a period of a couple of weeks. And first we make the basic body shape, and then we add the eyes and the legs and put the details in. Then we hollow out the inside and let it set up, and then we bisque fire it and glaze it and fire it again.
Those are so cool, and the eyes. And if you were here by yourself making one of these trouts, how long would it take you? You could knock it out fast if you weren't teaching me.
Well, the basic body part goes pretty quick, but then you start, like, now I'm at the point, needs a dorsal, you start bending it, give it its personality.
It's like the fish that that used to hang on the wall and sing to you. But don't worry, be happy fish. That's what I want to make. That's what I'm making right now. Anyways, all right, thank you. And we have, again, we're going to say bye to Rosemary and Alan coming up in just a bit, and your daily pledges after the break. Back here with Rosemary and Alan Bennett. Thank you so much for being here today. I've had so much fun. I want to show everyone my favorite one, which is the catfish with the cat face. This is my favorite one. What inspired that?
Rosemary does these.
So I want one of those.
I love cats.
Yeah. Aw. And it goes well because it's the catfish. Is that the actual catfish body?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. And then take a look over here. I just wanted you guys to see that that's my favorite one over there. I got my fins on. This is my first time working with clay. See
Very
how cute it is?
Did great.
It's beautiful.
I'm going to think of a name. You can DM me or message me on Facebook names, and I might be able to name it something. But mine's resting because I didn't do the other side. I just did the one side. But Alan, you're able to do both and able to turn it. Can you lift? Is it possible to lift up and kind of show?
You take your catfish.
Look how, take the catfish. Look how cool that is. So you did both sides. You're the master at it. And look at fins out.
Tail's still flopping.
So basically,
fresh.
We shaped it, and now it's going to go. What's the next step?
Next step is we let them dry, and it's something called a bisque firing. It firing about 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. Makes them vitrified or hard. After that happens, we have a lot of choices of different ways we can glaze them and fire them. You and I, we're going to fire this Raku firing.
Yeah, I'm going to come out, and speaking of the Raku firing, we do have a video of that once again, so we're going to send you out into the weekend with that Raku firing, but I wanted to say thank you so much to both Alan Bennett and Rosemary Bennett and the clay, and thank you so much for being here and bringing this in from Bath. I know it was a drive for you this morning.
So much fun.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
And it was incredible. So thank you. So again, happy weekend, everyone. Hope you have a good Friday. And take a look at the Raku firing. That's what it's called?
That's right.
The Raku firing.